Well, g'day tubes, how's she going? Pretty good here. So we did another little experiment here. We're gonna try this cheapest plasma cutter on Amazon at that time when I could get one. And of course, you know, cheap is always from, you know. But anyways, cheapest plasma cutter available on Amazon. So we'll go over some specs here of it, kind of show you what is the in and out of it, and let's unbox her and check her out. Let's have a look at these specs first though.
Alright, this is it here on Amazon. So basically what I did was just went to Amazon.ca and looked up plasma cutter and found the cheapest priced one, and that's what I come up with. So $243. So it says 50 amp, which I guess my gen's a little bit too small for amperage on that. You'd need probably a fairly big compressor, or I could try to figure out how to get it to work on this. See, it says 110, 220. Dual frequency 50-60 hertz, so that's all good. Output current 10 to 50. What's the input though? I'm kind of looking for that. 60% duty cycle at 50 amps, so 100% at 30 amps. So that's pretty good. Input voltage 110, 220, frequency, blah blah blah, rated output, capacity, no load voltage 50 volts, 60 to 70 psi. Doesn't say the maximum amperage, but they do have other machines too. So 50, 60, 60, 70 amp. Cut up to 1 inch with that. Wow, that's pretty good. So this is the 55X. So these are the other ones. So we're kind of somewhere in here, I guess. Yeah, so you know what? Let's just have a look at everything here. So I've got some different pictures. Different pictures of everything. Yeah, shows them sort of cutting that there, I guess. Sure, okay. Easy to assemble. Reviews. There's not a whole lot of reviews on it. There's the extra tips I guess you could get for it. That's all right. And maximum cutting 1/2 inch. Suitable for cutting stainless steel, copper, iron, aluminum, metal. Anything metal, basically. No noise, high speed cutting, cut smoothly, no polish, and no polish demands. Okay. Good with portable handle, very easy to carry. Okay. Cuts all kinds of metals. Copper transformer, large capacitance, the capacitors. Yeah, there you go. Well, let's get everything hooked up here, and we'll give her a shot with some questions here. Yes, description. No power plug. Is that accurate? So where do you get the plug from? Yes, there's no plug inside. 15 to 25 amp is okay, because we don't know if you use 110 or 220. Manual's very poor as to set up the machine. A proper way to hook up as it was not in the manual. Otherwise, good machine. It seems okay. All right. Couple of reviews here now. Cutter's pretty easy to use. Everything leaks from the air lines. System. So make sure you have lots of thread tape around. Okay. Minimal instructions. Yeah, okay. Well. Cuts very well. The trigger is flimsy. Was great till it started smoking internally. Had to return it. Oh boy. That's not good. Worked for a month or so on 110, but after hooking up to 290, something popped inside about 30 seconds into a cut. Oh, that's good to know. Now it won't even turn on. I'm stuck with no type of warranty or way to contact the manufacturer. It's probably going to turn into a boat motor anchor. Boat mooring anchor. Worked great. The first time I used it, bought some plate steel, was excited to start making some parts and plug thing in and powered up, nothing but a fan. Massaged the seller and nothing. Save up and buy name brand, don't worry, waste your money. Okay, well, let's go try her out. We'll meet you out there and see what we can see.
Okay, so it's not very heavy. It's definitely not as heavy as my Hypotherm 45, but we did the cheapest MIG welder video there about 4 years ago, believe it or not already, holy smokes. And it seemed to get a lot of people interested in it, so we'll thought we'd do a cheapest plasma cutter available. So, looks like we got a box in a box. Okay, that's interesting. All the way from China. They even give me some nice foam chunks. We'll get rid of those. Actually, those might be handy to hang on for something. I don't know. They're pretty nice little chunks of foam there. Cheapest, oh, made in China still. Maybe it's just the box. Made in China. There are, this will have, like my Hypotherm, it'll have consumables. I think I need to sharpen the knife. We'll have some consumables. I totally just opened that upside down, but that's okay, it shouldn't matter. We'll have some consumables that we can replace if we needed parts. So there's your user manual for air plasma cutter. Oh boy, plasma argon. Well, there's all your safety precautions. So this is a 110 and a 220 volt. This should have a certain plug in here, I believe, to bump it up to 220. It gives you a little bit extra. Torch assembly. Electrode swirl ring tip. Standard shield cup. That sounds about the same as my other one. Cable power, air pressure hose, torch switch, torch air connection, electrode, air pressure hose. It's pretty well the same, I think. Okay. Now there's a little chunk of hose of some sort for something, I guess. I don't know really what yet, but we'll flip her up here and get it this way. Get all this to come out. And, whoa, get back here. So there's our bag of consumables, some tips. We got 3 electrodes, 3 tips. And I guess that's for the air. I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm going to have to probably adapt it to, it looks like we got a setup in there already too on our hose. Okay. What we got here? Boy, it is small, small, small. Tiny little guy. Another nice chunk of foam. Might be good for something. We'll maybe hang on to that too. And got a little bit more stuff there. What's in here? FRL combination. Oh, it's wow. I should throw that box out. Wow, that's an air filter. Wow. Huh. Some assembly required. That looks like it goes under here. Good right to the last drop. Presume that looks like it goes like that. Some assembly required. Not too bad though. And there's our tiny little electrode. I'm going to have to get her pretty close to it. Pretty cheesy freaking clamp. Oh man. Okay. Now let's have a look at the main machine here. All the way from China. Well, it looks pretty good. gonna say it definitely looks pretty nice. So there's our air gauge on it and everything, and our amperage. That's all right. There's our plug. It's supposed to be 220 as well, though. There's supposed to be well, maybe it's not. Maybe it depends how you wire it. If you put two, don't really have a wiring system set up here like that. Let's just have a look at the torch guy here. Okay. It's kind of chintzy, but we'll see what kind of stuff this will cut. Now, I don't know if they go over any of the wiring in here. They probably won't. Only because then those people will say, well, you told me to wire it like that. Maintenance, troubleshooting, torch assembly. Air pressure power cable. Front view torch hose. 50 to 80 psi. Yeah, that makes about sense. Because sometimes these things came with a like a cheater plug thing, but I don't think this one has one. Input wiring. Improper wiring may cause internal damage to the machine, will avoid warranty because the products are applicable all over the world. The connection method of each country may be different. This is specific product is subject to actual production customer's hands. If you have any questions, probably please contact us. Yeah, right. Input power. The machine is automatically voltage checking for 110 and 220. Well, now what the heck is this piece for? Presume that mounts into here. Then you'll have a lot of ports on this thing. In, out, and then I'm not sure what that one's for. I probably won't use this thing. I don't know yet. I'll have to see. But that's tight. Let's look at the manual here again. At least it's English. Power cable, air pressure hose. Oh, gas. GRS. No. Not sure what that means. Wow, it's, I don't know. That's interesting. I might have to pull the cover off to look inside there to see what's what. GRS W inlet. There was this hose here too, and I think it's supposed to be going on here. And that, I don't know where it goes. You just like that and leave it. Okay. Well, these don't help much. And very poor diagrams. Power cable. Wow. Well, I'm going to have to figure that out, I guess. Okay, there's going to be some assembly required here, which is to be expected, I guess. That's probably way smaller than my handmill. So, I think I'll try this to use my little guy here. So it's a little confusing. I might have to go and find a few things here to get this guy to work. I think actually I put that on the wrong way. It's got to go around like that. Okay, and that's supposed to go on there. And it'd be fun trying to get that tight again. Guess we'll have to use this little thing here. It's going to just take us a minute. Definitely don't think, well, I shouldn't really say yet, but probably don't think I want to use this for an everyday kind of job. By the looks of this, pretty chintzy, but we actually have a small job to try to do with it here, but we're going to do some test cutting with it first. If I can get this silly thing tightened. Good enough. Okay. So this is, I looked up the picture from the Amazon ad, and they show you that little yellow hose, orange hose, sorry, going into the back there. But it did give us a quick connecting air fitting thing here, so we'll get that out. And they put a little bit of pipe dope on there, but I'm gonna just use a little bit of my own stuff, I think, here. I've got some Teflon tape, maybe that'll be alright. Let's get the Teflon out here. We don't. So, oh, not good. 5-minute rule, 5-second rule. I'll just try to get this stuff. Oh, I can hardly feel this with my fingers. It's so cold in here, too. Try to get a little bit of this stuff on here. Alright. That's good. And I'll just get a wrench for this too while we're here with it. It's like a 14 mil. And it's supposed to go in the back of this guy here, right about here, apparently. It'd be nice if their instructions had a nice picture like that, but no. That should be good. And then that is just supposed to hook right in like that. And then this little guy, I think they give us everything in here. Actually, now that I look at things a little closer, this little guy's supposed to come out of here. Yeah. Teflon him too. Should be more than enough. And is it the same size? That's pretty close. He's supposed to go in here. Now the power, I'm not 100% sure yet what we're going to try with that. I might have to rig up a plug, cheater plug, if I can. That's probably good. Now there's a couple of hose clamps in here. That's our definitely long enough. So we want the hose clamp to come on that way. Let me grab a little screwdriver for that. Probably not the best of hose clamps either, but I'm sure it'll sort of work. I'm kind of sure we can probably shorten this a little bit here too. But I think we'll try this at 110 here first. I don't know if we'll even bother with the 220. But they say it'll cut up to a 3/8 inch. And I'm a little skeptical on that. I'm going to shorten this hose a bit, I think. I think it really needs to be that long. This one could probably be a bit shorter too, but okay. And we'll need the other hosey clamp. Should be good. And I'll tighten this one from under here maybe. Now, I don't have with me right now, I'm going to have to go get our air inlet, which should probably be a hope it's the same as what I've got. I just thought of that now. I don't have any spares up here other than I take one out of something else that's got a male fitting. Let me see what I got. Okay, I had to yank one out of my air gun there. I know I got some other ones in my other shop, but this will work for now for this, I guess. So we'll thread that in. This I actually might put some pipe dope onto it. If it's not too frozen. Ugh. Might get a little bit to her. This stuff's not as good when it's frozen like that. That should be good. And hopefully this, I should have tried that first, I guess. Ooh, I don't know. That doesn't feel great. I think we're all right though. A little bit of assembly required. I think that's all I'm going to get there. All right. I don't have a lot of air pressure built up at this moment. I'm going to try to get away with hopefully using my little air compressor here and not have to get the big one going here for just for this. Let me pull over the hose so I know there's a little bit of pressure in it here. I just kind of want to hear if it's leaking at all. We're actually pretty good there. This fitting here leaks a bit, but wow, seriously good. And that increases pressure. I think it'll be all right. Yeah, I don't have much pressure there, so we'll have to build some. Okay. So the front panel here now, we've got our little tiny ground clamp, which there's a little knob to lock on. Guess that's that. And our torch here. It's I'll measure it here. It's probably 6.5, 7 feet anyways. Well, that's not too bad. I'll look at the torch a little closer in a minute here. Just want to get this all hooked up. So we got two. That guy and then this guy. Kind of auto seals itself. And that's going to be a fairly big wrench there. Not too sure. An 18 is the right one. Oh, so close. Yep, so far. Might have to go with something in the adjustable area. That's probably good there. I don't want to crank that on too hard. Okay, that looks like that's ready to go. We'll maybe just plug her in here into the plug up above me here. And I just kind of want to see what turns on here when we turn things on. Hopefully things turn on. You know what I mean? After all this work and it doesn't even come on? That would be bad. Pretty short cord too on it. It's maybe only about 24 inches. Okay, well, there you go. There's our power for it. Right down to 0. I don't know what we're going to need yet, but all right. We've got to get a little bit of air pressure built up here too. Oh, that's interesting. It's staying on after I unplugged it. What? Actually, you know what we should try? There we go. Finally bled the power off. See if this turns on at all while we're okay. I guess we have to have air too. That does kind of make sense. Okay, gonna have to build up some air pressure though. And it's kind of creepy that that stays on a little bit after. Okay, let's have a look in the gun here too while we're here before we get it all messed up. It's kind of different in there than what I'm used to. And there's the comes with those little ceramic things there, I guess, too. That's your electrode, I guess. And then the little nozzle. And then your tip thing. Well, it's definitely not hyperthermal, say. But anyways, I'm sure it'll somewhat sort of work. Wow, I don't know. It's kind of different. It's pretty cold in here today. Whew, that's pretty chintzy. I guess we'll try her out. Yeah, I'm gonna electrocute the crap out of myself. Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna run this thing off my generator. That's why you hear in the background here. But I got some different thicknesses of stuff here. 1/8, 1/4, 3/8, ½ inch, and then a big 3/4 bar there. We're gonna see how well it does with each one here, and give her a shot. Well, let's hook her up here. I got a big tank filled, and what else do we need? Some safety glasses. And we got her plugged in. I'm having quite a few reservations if this thing's even going to work too well at all. It's pretty chintzy, but turn them on here. closer maybe here. See if we can cut through this. All right, turn it down a bit maybe. 15, well that's kind of 1/8 inch. Not too bad actually. Well, that's pretty good. Let's move up to 1/4 here. And I gotta get my ground dog somewhere here. I'm gonna have to turn that up to, we'll try 30 again here. And that's actually not bad. 1/4 inch. Maybe a little more power for that. Try 40. Kind of a hard thing to hold on to this. I'm used to underneath trigger, not the top. Let's go up a little higher maybe. That's 50 amp there. That's almost full already, so that's not a good thing. Yeah, it's not bad. Cut through 1/4 inch pretty good. Alright. I don't know if you can see what kind of cut we're getting there, but it's dude, that's not bad. Alright, let's move up to a 3/8. That's 3/8 there. Let's try this one. Oh, it's not too bad, actually. That's not quite up full. We are at 50 amp right now there, though, but it seemed to go through that. Now, well, let's move her on up again, I guess. I'll get into this 1/2 inch stuff here. Quite a bit deep here. I think we better crank it right up. And let's see here, 1/2 inch. Oh boy. It's supposed to cut through this fine, but we'll see. A little much for it, I think. That's what we did there. So she she's a bit too much for my gen there on 50. We'll go back to, I had that cranked up, actually went to 55 amp there, so that was a bit too much for the gen. That's a pretty good gen I got there too, and I'm not 100% sure what the amperage is, but it's not bad for 110. That's pretty, 110 volt, that's pretty good. Popped her again. So it's drawing a bit too much for that, I guess. Well, we'll give her another half-inch shot here. You know, it would probably cut fine, but I need a higher amp out here. I don't have any more than probably 45 out of this gen at the most. I think it's actually rated at 30 out of the plug there. So, I mean, it's doing pretty good, but if I had the right power, it would actually probably do pretty good. The thing is, the duty cycle on that's probably going to be pretty short. So I do notice quite a bit of air leaking out of by that red ring there. I don't know why, but yeah, it is. So not too good. But the orange cord, the orange hose on that is actually for the gauge, and the other one, I mean, you could just run it right out of the one going into the back thing there. You can just do it that way too. But anyway, so let's give the half-inch another shot. I just recharged the air tank in there, so we should be good for a few minutes. Down a bit, but it's just not going to cut too well. I don't think. It's pretty much got to be full cranked up for that. Try her at 40 here, but I doubt it's going to do it. Yeah, it's hardly even cutting that one. Okay. Half inches. Out. Just go grab my Hypotherm after, but anyway, 3/8 is about the thickest we got here now. Let's try doing a little more 3/8 until at least the air runs out. Try it on 30 amp here. Shooting out this way, it's not shooting it out, it's not high enough. Right on 40. noise off here for a sec. It's really doing some leaking here. Holy smokes. Coming out of the top here. Let's Bring her down a bit. Now that's basically pressure regulating it. You probably get a better regulator than this thing, or just bypass all this and just hook that right into the back. You have to regulate it somewhere else, but yeah, it's definitely leaking. Well, that's this thing leaking. I don't know why it's leaking. Try turning it in again. Starting to come up to 40. And it starts to leak when it starts opening up there, so it's probably just not a very good regulator, but you end up burning up a lot more air out of your tank with that thing like that. But you know what? For occasional stuff, up to maybe the 3/4, if you've got good power, you'd be doing pretty good, I think, honestly. This thing's not too bad. For what it costs, it's, you know, it's a little bit cheesy, but man, it does actually work not bad. So 1/4 inch should do fine. 1/8 super easy, super thin stuff, right? Super thin. And the 1/4 inch, the 1/4 inch there was not too bad either. It went through pretty good. And actually I was quite surprised 3/8 wasn't really too bad either. It did actually a fairly decent cut, so I'm actually kind of impressed with that. I think I probably could have done the half a lot better. Like those cuts there, we didn't even get through cutting there because it just kept popping the breaker on my gen. So, yeah. Decent stuff. Now, let's have a look at the tip here. Just to see how it's fared. It's unplugged. Yeah, gen's all off and everything, so there's no juice. So first of all, the nozzle, she's got a little scorched on the end there, but you know, that's kind of expected. And this guy was glowing kind of red in the middle there. It was kind of neat. And the little ceramic ring here, I don't really know, swirl ring I guess what that thing is. And the electrode itself is kind of burnt, it's funny looking. It's got some scorchy burns around the one side of it there, which means it was probably arcing through that. So you can see the end that it came out of. Just, oh, you can see the end that it came out of here. She, yeah, you know, I don't think these are going to last very long, but yeah, well, what the heck, eh? Kind of cheesy, but you know what? It actually worked not bad. Kind of surprised at that. I personally wasn't thinking that it was going to be too good. Oh, get back in there. Now, I should probably go get my hypotherm. Give it a little whirl, but we'll have to worry about that later. Not important right now for that. But for that cost, that price, you know what? Light stuff. 1/2 inch you probably could. Didn't even touch the 3/4 because it wasn't doing a half, so there's no point in getting any higher than that. But honestly, not bad. Now also as well, I was running it off my cord, actually that come with my gen. So you got the big 220 there kind of thing, and then it necks it down to these guys, right? And this is actually only, surprised it didn't pop the cord here. This is only rated for 20 amp. So if I hook that right to the gen, which probably would be better, it would probably work better, but the cord's so incredibly short on that, I'd have to have the plasma cutter sitting on the generator. Well, final thoughts on this. You know what? For, wow, for $243 Canadian, that's actually not too bad. It did actually pretty good. Now, I'm not an electrician, so I didn't bother messing around with the 220 volt. This was only run on the 110, and it was only popping that one side. It was drawing too much amperage, I guess, out of the one side of that gen, of the one circuit. So we probably could figure that out. Like I said, I'm not an electrician. It came like this, so I tested it and tried it like this with just a regular 110. But I guess you could rewire this to the bigger plug, and you could run 2 hots. And then I'm not, like I said, I'm not an electrician. I'm not too sure if you put the ground and the white on the ground there, and then it would still work. It's 220, but I thought better not mess with that. So anyways, yeah, you know what? For 243 bucks Canadian shipped to my door off Amazon, that's not bad. And they give you quite a bit of extra stuff here with it too, which is good. Wish there was a little way to kind of, you know, store that, but there's not. So, but yeah, you know what? I think it's worth it for real light stuff, not maybe super heavy stuff like our big bucket builds and stuff. It would take probably too long to cut through all that. And if I had proper power, probably on a, if I ran this on, well, 100 amp circuit would be great. If I ran it on, I don't know, 60 would probably be lots. But yeah, anyways, for lighter stuff, you might, like I say, do 1/2 inch with better, proper power to it. She actually might do too well. And you know what? It didn't actually thermal shutdown on us either, which was kind of good. But we weren't, you know, cutting a whole bunch of stuff, just more test cutting. But holy smokes, I was pretty impressed. Pretty good little thing. But anyways, there you go. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you all later, and you guys have a good day. I'd kind of almost recommend this. But you know what? If you are thinking of maybe getting one of these, get yourself some more of these consumables fairly quick, I think, because the problem will be, oh, they're not available for that anymore, long gone. That's the trouble, right? And then your plasma cutter, you might throw that in the garbage and then go buy the next new model out, right? So, but anyways, thanks again. Catch you all later, and you guys have a good day.